All
Yeah.
right. And now we are recording. Um,
Well, I feel so awkward with it just being like two people.
we've done
Like
two people before. The very first
one,
episode was
yeah.
just us. Yeah,
And
I
that
know it
was
was
so
just
bad.
one, but I mean, it was still us. The OG crew.
The OG crew.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a priceless. Whenever I tell anybody to watch the episodes, I tell all of them, don't watch the first one. It's a mess. It's a bit of a mess.
Just watch all of them because why not? So, yes, welcome to Apartment Theater. We are down a member because they died. I'm just kidding. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Oh my God. With my luck and how this year has been, Cass is fine. Her mom is not. She's in the ER. And,
she she she
but
should
yeah,
be fine.
hopefully
There should
everything's
be no
fine,
gas.
but they will not be able to join us. And they were like, you guys can go ahead and do the episode. It's not a big deal. They did tell us their opinion. So we'll get into
We at
that.
least we
Um,
at least have their opinion on it, just not the details that we're gonna go
right,
into.
right. The general gist of it. The movie we watched was one of Cass's picks, so it makes it even worse that she's not here because it was her pick. It was a movie called Sleigh Bells or Sleigh
I
Bellas.
I thought
It
it was a
looks like
porn at first, to be quite honest.
so it looks like a porno. Some of the names of the chicks in the movie, like Jessie Slaughter, that just sounds like a porn star, and found out that she's not. She is the only one that goes topless, which that was, I guess, a highlight. It was a very weird movie.
It was a
Uh,
side boob highlight.
it was a side boob. You saw a whole
I mean,
boob. It was
this
just one.
this this movie has just been jiggling tits.
Yes. So this movie follows three girls. Two of them do like a vlog for YouTube, and uh, they go to abandoned places and grab stuff. So they're basically looting abandoned places, but they're saying that they're urban explorers, which I know that's a thing on YouTube. I don't really go into those things. Like my feed is mainly just gaming stuff, which I kind of hate. It's like, come on, give me more variety. But anyway, it follows these girls who they're like they tell their third friend like, hey, you should come with us to Santa Land, which is this abandoned theme park where some kids died. I think that was the gist of it, but it was kind of hard to tell because nothing made sense in this movie. And so they get to Santa Land. They run into Krampus and Santa Claus, and mischief happens, and none of it makes a goddamn lick of sense. And it's mainly jiggling tits. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that.
Um
All right, episode over. All right, see you next week.
that pretty much sums everything up. So,
Yeah.
I only remember Sadie's name, and I
I think there was one Alexis,
Bailey maybe
maybe.
Dahlia Sadie, and I don't fucking
Who
care.
cares?
Anyway,
Who gives a
so
shit? Look it up yourself.
I have to say, Krampus for this shit movie
Looked
looked pretty
okay.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
looked
didn't
pretty
want to
good.
see the ding dong, but
That was
that's
so fucking funny.
I was just like by that point of the movie, I was just like I was stone faced. Like it's a movie where it's trying so hard to be funny and it's not funny at all. At least to me, it wasn't. It
I was laughing because I was confused.
yeah, it felt like there were pieces missing.
They had a okay idea. They really added blues in there for attraction. But Santa Claus and Krampus are both in it. Now this is a thing that Santa and Krampus um go through Christmas night or Christmas Eve together,
Yeah,
and he handles all the bad kids and he does like all the good kids. So that is a thing. But being connected like them, that's a different story. But what I was gonna say is Sadie's wigs sucked. Like they put all their money into Krampus, and his tail was almost falling off. But
they put it
Sadie's
all in his
wigs,
face because he could actually have like motions and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty. That was pretty good. I'm pretty sure they got her wig out of like a spirit store or something. Like that shit was low quality. You could get a $20 wig off Amazon and it looked great. Honestly, all of my wigs for my cosplays, Amazon, and they look good.
Yeah, don't support
But
Amazon. Who gives a shit?
yeah,
Anyway, yeah. So every single woman in this movie had what looked like I guess is like
wait,
the bombshell look. Like I think that's how that works, where their boobs are just pushed up as much as possible.
I
Every single woman in this movie, boobs were practically in their chins.
yeah, yeah, and you can tell which ones were fake and which ones were real.
Yeah, yeah,
It
and
was a nice discovery.
yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a lot to take in there. I mean, I wasn't surprised by it. It felt like a movie that was made by a middle schooler.
That's what I said. I was like, I feel like this is a movie that people made in high school and uploaded to YouTube. Why I know this? Because I did that, but it was for a project. We did a war movie,
Yeah,
and so we really wanted to like make movies. So we put like a story behind the war movie. But you can tell, like, I'll have to show you later. But you can
I
tell
think I've
it's
seen it
like,
before. I'm pretty sure you showed me.
yeah, like you can tell like it's high school.
Yeah,
And that's what this felt like.
yeah,
They do have some pretty great context comments. The intro is way too long, by the way,
and
way too
loud.
long, and it the music was good.
The music
Um,
was terrible.
that's
That's
what
where
I'm
we're gonna
saying.
differ. I like dubstep and I like trap music,
Oh no
but
no
like,
no, the music in the van awful.
oh yeah,
The beginning music was good, and then the dubstep Jingle Bells is good. Everything else was crap, absolute crap. And I'm pretty sure they only played a split second of those songs because of copyrights.
royalty. Yeah,
Yeah, but the intro makes no sense where they just immediately lead into whatever the fuck's going on. However, the guy says one of my favorite lines of "Who the fuck tased me?" I fucking loved it. I was like, that's so... oh, what was another good line? Um, that I made a comment on, that the when they're trying to figure out, like, the town is having all these murders and missing kids and such, they found another mutilated body, and the sheriff or policeman, I don't know, I know he is part of the police, was just saying a bear, a very angry bear with a lot of emotional issues. And I make the comment to Maddie, and I'm like, yeah, if you want to see a bear with a lot of traumatic issues, just go to a gay club.
wow. Yeah, okay, so have you ever played the game Lollipop Chainsaw?
I haven't played it, but I've
But
watched it.
you're familiar with it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so for those that aren't familiar with it, it was a video game that was, I believe that it was like a concept by James Gunn, the guy that does the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He also did Slither and a few other movies. It's very off the wall, crazy, and very tongue in cheek, whatever. It's very LOL random humor. It's a fun game. It does kind of wear thin by the time that it gets old, you're done with the game, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But like this, it felt like that, but it felt like just the worst copycat garbage. There was no style to it. If you're gonna make one of these like Riot Girl punk-esque things, try to actually have some style in it instead of just telling them to just say shit, fuck, titties, whatever, because it just comes off as juvenile, which I understand is the point. You know, it's not supposed to be this serious whatever movie, but have a little bit of tact to it, you know, like have a little bit of purpose instead of just tits. Anyone can go and see tits on the internet. This is probably the episode where I'll see tits the most because that's all this movie was tits. You want
We're
tits?
we're
There's tits. But they don't
we're
show a whole lot of tits. You would think they would show tits, but there are no tits except for one tit. It's mostly cleavage, which is
It's
fine.
payment. I think this makes up for last week's naked men running across the mountain. So we we get a lot of boobs this
I'd rather
movie.
watch that movie because it was good instead of this
So
piece of
good.
shit. Yeah, it was.
I just I like how they tried to make it episodes, so they did like the intermissions, like their little like intermission logo for their. We don't even know if they're popular content creators.
Clearly not, because they use a
Like
camcorder.
for all we know, they are just people that are trying, which is fine.
We
Like if
get
it's
it.
something you want to do, yeah, do it. But I feel in the storyline, they should give you an idea if they have a following or not for this to
Right.
make more sense. And I can't with the acting. The only acting that I tolerated was the game warden. His acting wasn't like off. It wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. It was the best of the movie,
It
and
all
that's not
blended in
saying
for
much.
me.
Yeah, I forget his name a lot,
I,
so.
I just every time it was just trying to be so random, so funny. It just came off as really cringe, and the music was. Sorry, I tried to turn away to burp from the mic, but the music was always so out of place. This movie came out in 2018, but you could have sworn it came out in 2008 from all of this dubstep.
Wait,
The girl.
whoa. This is 2018?
This movie came out 2018.
Oh, Lord, I did not look that shit up.
Yeah,
I
that was
just
the
saw.
first thing. I was like, when did this movie come out? If this is beyond 2012, this is bad. And yeah, this
Yeah,
movie came out 2018, and you could have sworn it was a MySpace movie or something. Everybody looked like they were from Borderlands. It or just God, I don't even know who these people are. I mean, like it's a low budget whatever movie. I think some of them are cosplayers. They're all in shitty movies
oh, she's
together
like,
most of the time. So, I mean, they're not like ugly or anything. Like I was like, okay, I guess they're
oh,
attractive, but
God.
like there wasn't anything to go off of there, and everything felt so wrong. Every time I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, it felt like I missed something. Like, did I zone out? It could have potentially been that I zoned out, but like there was just so many times where like, okay, so this character's not in this room anymore. Now they're outside, but now they're here. Where are we? What is going on? One moment Santa's in the building with them, and then he's fighting Krampus. We didn't see him leave.
I did not know I ever needed to watch Krampus and Santa fight like gods. Like I didn't know I needed that in my life. I was so pleased to watch that shit. They touched fists or whatever, like you're out of freaking Dragon Ball Z and the explosion off of it. I'm like, this is great. This is the best right here. This is the best it's gonna get. This is great.
There were
Santa
way
was great. Biker Santa.
I like the idea of biker Santa, and them owning like in the bikers Mrs. Claus. That was fine, but the
Yeah, it was
execution was
fun.
terrible.
And they had a good backstory for Santa, I think. Like he it made it a joke that he got put out of a job because they started making toys and like parents started shopping and stuff, and he wanted to see the joys with children, so he opened up this theme park that didn't work out very well. But to see the joy of children, like it was a good backstory of like something you don't see with Santa is
Right.
like there's something as to why he's not going around and doing it. And I thought it was funny that uh, they made a comment about places that. Sorry, my phone is going off. Hold on.
Turn your.
There we
What
go.
the fuck are you doing? Be
I know. I
professional.
didn't. I didn't even know people talk to me. This is
It's
amazing.
always when
Usually,
you're doing something, people will start contacting you. But when you're just sitting around staring at the ceiling, nobody.
yeah, no one.
Nobody. Where are
I literally,
you?
I talk to our group chat and Maddie, and that's it. But so I like the idea they put behind Santa. I like the idea they
Right.
gave him. I think it's fun that they made him this like uh biker guy. Like I thought that was interesting. I thought it was really entertaining. Um and Krampus looked good. That was about it. I thought it was pretty funny when the bartender shows up and we find out it's Mrs. Claus, but
Yeah.
she's cheating on Santa with Krampus, and they're having furry children to give to the world and kill
Oh,
the
is that
rest of
what
them.
was going? I was like, why is this critters now?
Yeah,
I
that's what
was
I.
really confused. Like, what the fuck? Because like, okay, so the other thing that we haven't touched on, this movie looks like shit. I
Oh
couldn't
yeah.
tell what was going on. Besides plot, it seemed like they took the camera and were recording it straight from a dryer because that
Oh,
shit was spinning around. I was getting motion sick, and I normally don't get motion sick, but I was like, I have to look away from this because this looks horrible. Because they would switch from normal camera, steady cam, and then the fucking hand cam, and it looked like shit because
I
it's
thought
part
the
of their
hand
blog.
camera had. I thought the hand camera had better quality than the actual camera.
I mean, and there were points too where a finger was in the way of the camera, and you could clearly tell. I think that most of this film got like destroyed. Like they thought they recorded stuff, and then they went back and they're like, "Ah, shit, this didn't get recorded. Let's just slap it together."
That sounds that's believable. I oh god, I don't even know what to say with this fucking movie. Like they try honestly, just literally the best way to describe this is all you had to do is add sex scenes and it would be the exact attitude of a porn.
I don't think they want it to be a porno though.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying is if
Right.
you put it in there because of how they're talking to each other, how they're interacting with each other, it's that same awkwardness that you get in porns because all of the porns are just about fucking each other. So like
Is that what porn
literally,
is?
I don't know. I don't watch it. What are you talking about?
I would never.
I am a good Christian girl. I'm not Christian.
I was waiting for this to just burst into flames, honestly. Just put a little flame special effect, like a really like the shitty special effects in this, like the blood effect that was clearly computer generated coming out of Krampus's head or
I
Santa's
could do
head.
that.
That's what it was cuz for some reason Krampus was full of dynamite and he explodes when he dies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Santa and Krampus were connected. So like if Santa got hurt, Krampus got hurt, and vice versa. So the one girl was just like, I'm sorry, Santa, and she gets a really clean cut with an axe and just whacks off his head. And so we see Krampus' head kind of blows up, and then the whole cart blows up that they're in Santa's sleigh with
Yep.
Mrs. Claus. Like all that blows
Just
up. It's
explodes
just
for no reason. Just explodes.
and then Santa's body like sparkles away like a fairy. I do like that Rudolph was hanged on the wall though.
They ate all the deer. That was
Yeah,
they ate all their reindeer. They were that poor, which doesn't okay. Yeah,
they mounted him on the wall. That
it just God, I hated the humor in this movie because it was just so bad. It just wasn't funny, and it kept just like winking at you, like, haha, isn't this funny? No, I hate this. Stop, please. It
I
it's like hanging on the jokes for so long because it thinks it's so funny, but it's just not. It's like listening to me talk. I think I'm so funny, but I'm not. And you have to keep hearing that, and it's terrible. I think that's what it is. It made me think of myself, and I don't want to think of myself when I watch a movie. I want to escape reality.
yeah.
I don't want to see me looking back at me having an existential crisis over a shitty ass fucking movie with wannabe strippers in it. Whatever. I'm sure that they're great people. I don't care. This movie sucked. Cass's opinion, she loved it. Of course she did. This is so up her alley. Every second of it, I'm like, Cass is probably enjoying the shit out
Oh
of
yeah.
this.
I was having such a hard time paying attention. Everything dragged out. Like everything was dragging out.
And it's only
I
66 minutes.
Oh my god. I thought Slender Man I thought was like worse than that. Like or dragged out like worse than that. Honestly, I'd rather watch Slenderman again than this movie. And that's saying something because Slenderman was bad.
Yeah, yeah, no, I just about every one of the movies we've watched, I would never, ever, ever watch again.
If I have to rewatch them and we couldn't pick the good movies, Doom Asylum.
Once again, running theme,
Doom Asylum.
if you plan on watching this movie, don't watch Doom Asylum again. You've already watched it 12 times. Good for you. Good for you.
I do have to say the actual like uh information on the film is Santa Claus helps three cosplaying girls after they accidentally unleash Krampus together. They have to stop the monster before he can continue his killing spree.
What were they
Also,
cosplaying?
I don't know what they were cosplaying. The one wasn't even a cosplayer. I made the comment that the redhead one is the friend because she makes the comment of I don't know what you guys do and kind of pretends like she knows and she's like I really don't know what you guys do nor do I understand it. It's like that one friend that doesn't cosplay trying to understand their cosplaying friends and enjoy the same thing and being like nice like that.
Yeah.
um so that they weren't cosplaying anything. The girls themselves I think are cosplayers.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I think they do cosplay, or they were cosplayers a few years
Yeah.
ago.
So that I think that's why they did that maybe, but I'm giving it too much hope here.
I think what happened was, I think that somebody from like the special effects department made that Krampus head. It wasn't even meant to be Krampus. They just made a goat head thing.
I
And
thought
they're
it was a
like,
werewolf
oh,
at points.
and they're like, oh, isn't this so cool? And they're like, we got all these Christmas lights. Let's just make a Christmas movie. Why not? We got all the props on sale because they were 90% off at Dollar Tree. Like, let's just make a Christmas movie. Why not?
I like the tying up of Krampus after they he just tried to rape Sadie. By the way,
Yeah.
I made the joke like it's not something I joke about, but he just starts licking her. I'm like, what is he just sexually assaulting her now? And then they turn her over, and he has a dick flap out. I made the comment to you guys in chat how it's like that's one botch circusism English
Circus.
circus
Circumcision.
circusism. I can't speak English. Leave me be.
She has seizures. It ruined her brain. That's the excuse I'm giving. So people like, they're not like, wow, she's dumb. And they're like, oh
It's
God, I'm so
I have
sorry.
to give up space in my brain to know two other languages. Like for two other languages to fit in there, I gotta let some other stuff just bounce away. But like I can't get over like that dick. That was I made a comment too, like, oh, Santa Mrs. Claus is now fucking Krampus, but Krampus was totally just trying to cheat on her, so don't know what's happening there, but you know.
I hated
He's
this
just
movie.
and then they tied him up with lights.
Yeah,
Like not even rope, with Christmas lights you put on your house.
because I couldn't
You
afford to
don't
get
even
rope.
Yeah, you don't even have to be that strong and you could probably rip that stuff apart. Um
Especially since it's a goat demigod thing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, he does get out of it pretty easily, so it was useless. And then she just opens the door so that he can get back out. Like, what was the point of capturing him?
I
Nothing.
uh I like the selfie shoot they did with him. They were just going at it with the pictures and like really kind of I I said it was like he was the drunk guy that passed out first, and
Yeah,
like you know how yeah you take pictures and you goof around and like put funny stuff on your
I've
friend
never
that
been
passed out
invited
first.
to a party, so I don't know what
No,
you're
neither
talking
have
about.
I. I only know the celebrities of college parties. That's my experience here.
I also don't
Oh,
drink, so I just like whatever. I
I
would fall
can't drink.
asleep first because I'd be bored out of my mind.
I just I don't know what to say about this movie. There's just they had
Nothing.
ideas. They had okay, so
They
pretty
had
much the
an
only idea,
idea. Christmas
and I
movie. That
I
was
think the
it.
Santa Krampus thing, that's an idea. How they tried to play off it was not an idea. Like they had, I think that was a pretty original idea because I don't recall watching any other movie that's particularly on that subject, portraying Santa like that, Krampus being connected in that sense. Um, they could have done this so much better. I feel if they tried and had a little bit of a story, this at least could have got like a 5 out of 10. This is sitting at a 4.2. Don't know how. I'm pretty sure it's only because of boobs and because Krampus actually looked decent.
Yeah.
Um, he did look kind of like the werewolves out of Underworld, though, just with horns. You can't tell me I'm
Oh,
wrong.
God. I don't want to think of Underworld. I
That's
mean,
like my
there's only one part of Underworld that I liked, and it was Kate Beckinsale, but that's just because when I saw it, I was a teenager, and well,
she's hot.
she's hot. She's still hot. So I think that's what
Uh,
we have to take away from this is that don't watch this. Watch Underworld and marvel at how hot Kate Beckinsale was, and still is, because then you look her up and be like, damn. So yeah, I don't recommend this movie. I
oh,
hated
not at
it.
all.
Cass does recommend it, so that is a first, and that's what makes it even more disappointing that she's not here, because we could have actually had like a differing thing, like, oh, what did you like since you're recommending it? But I guess she can just be like, I recommend it, fuck off. Which
Yeah,
I feel like that's what she would just say anyway. Just fuck off. It's my opinion. Eat shit.
yeah,
Watch the
yeah.
movie.
'Cause
So
with Maddie joining, it would have been a third person trashing on this movie with us. So. There
uh,
was yeah, no, literally watch anything else. Okay, this isn't it's not even a bad movie. I'm just gonna tell you, Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale. If you want a Christmas movie, that movie is baller. Like, watch that shit. There's a lot of dicks in it, but just watch it.
I
Like,
I don't even know any other Christmas horror movies, to be honest.
oh, I know so many.
I
Plus, Google exists. You could just Google.
yeah, I guess I could Google it, but I also don't care.
This is yeah. We have two more. No, one more episode.
Yeah,
For Christmas because we missed a
because
week
it'll be
because
on
I was away.
Christmas Eve.
No, we have two more episodes technically because we have the 24th and the 31st.
Well, the 31st, we're not going to do Christmas. That'd be silly.
Is there any New Year's Eve party? Oh, well, we could get into that.
We'll find out.
We'll figure it
You'll
out.
all find out because when we'll watch it and go, what the fuck was this?
And then I'm excited because my birthday week falls on a Friday that I get to select. I just punched myself in the face with this thing. That kind of
I
hurt.
thought it was a cigar. I was like, damn, you smoking a
Oh
hoagie?
no, it's my
Butt
wax
plug.
sealer. No, it's a wax sealer. Look how pretty this is. It's
Nice.
yeah, I bought it at in New York City. But anyways, so for my birthday, I'm gonna I'm gonna have a really bad birthday movie. I'm excited. Or a really good birthday movie. I don't know. I'm gonna have a birthday themed movie.
I was like, what movie did we watch last time? And it was my movie. I think, wasn't it?
uh God, we've watched
What
12
did we
movies so far.
watch?
Just
I don't.
more.
I don't even remember.
They work together, man.
God,
Uh,
did we watch Rare Exports last time? I think that's what it was.
yeah, last week was the
Okay,
good week, and it was
okay,
what you picked, which
okay,
was Rare
okay.
Export.
I was losing my mind. Okay, so the next movie is a Danny movie. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I could have sworn we just watched something else that was terrible, but we didn't. It was something that I guess I watched at some point. I don't know. I'm losing my mind.
It
But
was good.
we're gonna bring you one more unless we get bored and decide to make another episode too. Sure, but probably not. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but
Yeah, we'll go with it.
we'll go with the flow. And I'm sure whatever we're gonna pick can't be worse than this
Wait,
one.
You underestimate me because you say that
You
every
and
time
Cass
I.
somehow can just find the most like eye gouging garbage I've ever watched.
Oh, Slender Man! I can't wait to finish that audio because it did get messy and I have to fix it. But I can't wait. That was so bad. That was so bad. I think that was like a cherry topper so far on my like search of bad movies. But don't worry, I can find worse than that. Just
I can't wait. Yay. Isn't that going to be fun, everyone? You don't have to watch the movie. You can watch it. You can just look in the description and be like, oh, they're talking about this one. You can watch it and then listen to us ramble about it. But that's on you. Uh, but yeah, other than that, we're done here. So, as always, listen to the other episodes, download them, tell your friends about them, and get the fuck out. We'll see you next week. Now, scram, fuckers.